Welcome to the Land Your Bet Sports Betting WNBA live show. Going to be getting into a 5-game slate. Finally feel like I can get a live going for the W because we have more than 2 games. Got a few more props available as well. I'm going to jump right into it. Let you guys know, too, we are doing WNBA picks all season long. So if anybody does want to jump into the VIP, everything you need is in the description of the video. So check that out there. I do want you guys to jump in the comments with your bets so we can go through some of this stuff. And I want to know what you guys want to look at, really, because I got some stuff I want to look at, too. So I'm going to share my screen using Props Madness per usual. So let's get right into it, honestly, because there's not much to do ahead of this. We just got to talk about a few of the things going on, right? We got a couple of people that we know are now out. CC is out, Caitlin Clark, and then, well, actually, we know Nafisa is in, Nafisa Collier. So let me get Props Madness on the screen here. I do want to stay on top of any of the updated news, too, for some players. Like, I want to know what is Nafisa's availability, if there's anything that comes out about from their camp about her, excuse me, about her not being available for full minutes, or maybe she is going to play full minutes. If she is going to play full minutes, let's just look at that real quick, and I'll get into the comments, see what you guys want to talk about. But if she is going to play full minutes, everything's low. I know the Dream are a good defense. Specifically against a player like Fiza, though, they might have a bit more of a problem. They're not very good defending the paint. They've had problems keeping Griner on the floor. They've been playing her like barely any minutes. We'll take a look at that as well. But overall, when I just see her prop 4 points below what her averages are on the season, when I see her boards a full rebound lower than what she's averaging on the season, that makes me want to take it off bat. But that is probably based on the market not really knowing what to do with Nafisa right now, because she's coming back from 2 games off from a back injury. And anybody who's had a back injury knows that that's a problem. Doctor said I need a backiotomy. So that's going to be a problem for a lot of people. Let's talk about what you guys want to, though. I also got some stuff on CC. I know I want to talk about Brittany Griner. I've got about 3 looks that I haven't put down yet that I would like to talk about and see if anybody has thoughts and opinions in the comments about my bets. So if you want to help me out, that's much appreciated too. So we got Reef in here. Appreciate you. I saw the looks that you had, Reef. We're probably going to talk about some of those here in a minute. Send me those in Discord. And then Jolene likes Boston points line going up to 16.5 with how she's done. Yeah, without CC is wild. So let me start with Reef because he came in first, and then we're going to get to Aliyah Boston. Starting with Ezi Magbegor. Let's talk about that. And I will be really harping this with you guys moving forward during the W. Like you're not getting the play type stuff. You're not getting a lot of the data that you're getting for the W anywhere else besides Props Madness. So I cannot stress that enough for this product. If you want it, use code LYB, gets 25% off. But most importantly, like I couldn't really bet on the W without knowing the stuff that I know here, nice and easy, mostly the play type analysis, and then obviously where teams are good on the floor versus not good. But let's get into that first look from Reef, which was Magbegor. We got to really wonder with Magbegor, it's about the minutes. So I really wanted to take Skylar Diggins-Smith. I think I might have effed myself because I put out an episode last night and I really love the Skylar Diggins under 19.5 points. There's not that many people covering the WNBA. So if people are watching that video and other people are getting those looks, then under 19.5 got slammed. Other people probably saw what I saw too, which is like, that's too many points. This is an 18.5 point. Was it 19.5 now? It's a very, very big spread. So the only bet I really liked was unders for the starters for Seattle, mostly because of the fact that I don't know how many minutes they're going to play. It's a 20-point spread. Just wild. But the Sun are that bad. They just lost by 26 to the Aces, and the Storm are better than the Aces. So they're at home versus this Sun squad. 17.5, it's tough to now get next to, but I'd be worried about too many overs for the starters on this squad. That said, Ezi Magbegor, she's at 7.5 points. Your look was for the boards. She played against the Fever. She played 35 minutes, 28 here, but there was an 18-minute game here. Against the Sparks, she played 16. There was a blowout in there, but it's just tough to depend on her minutes. She's not getting closing minutes. But in this game, yeah, she made it 35. So she get the 9 points. The board, she was at 5 against the Fever. If we look at the matchup, I mean, yeah, 13, dead last for the Sun in rebounds allowed, mostly because who's missing more shots per game than the Sun? They're horrible. It's absolutely incredible how bad they are on defense. Offense, also on defense. And Marina Mabry is out. So there's probably gonna be a lot of misses. And if you were gonna play an over for Ezi, it would be the boards for sure. And I see the edge that you're looking at totally with the way she's playing on the season. 6.9 over most of these games. Now in the last 5, let me just see something real quick. In the last 5, obviously it hasn't looked as good, but the minutes, have those gone down at all? Yeah, so the minutes here, 2 less than her season average. 1 blowout. Really, that's it. Other than that, she's just not playing as many minutes. That Aces game was rough. I took an under there. The rebounds are the only way I'd go over, though, against this Sun squad with the amount of misses they're going to have. I don't know if she's going to play enough minutes to get you the points. I prefer an under on 9.5, but you can't get that under. If you want 7.5, that's pretty fair. I mean, 6.5, 7 is about fair for her on the point. So we lost the edge there. We were going under on the 9.5 points for Ezi. So I loved that if it was available, but it's not. But the board 6.5, I see what you're like. The last 5, it's not been good on the season as a whole. When she gets the minutes, she should be good for about 7 boards. That's about fair for her. So if you're getting it for, a little bit better around even money, I think it's a fair bet. It's a bit of a 50-50 bet for me. So I might not put that one down, but I've also been looking to fade Ezi. My bad. You also had the Alyssa Thomas look. Let me get to that real quick before we get to Aliyah Boston. Alyssa Thomas on the Merc. So I do think the boards are another good play for her. They're still 6.5. Some people have been betting the boards. So just starting, because you have the PR, I do like the boards. The points are 13.5. That's about fair. You're getting plus money. When you add it to the board, so it's 14 points and 7 rebounds. So yeah, 21. It's not available very many places, right? Just DraftKings. Also, I just want to heed a little bit of caution here. When you see a prop available with only the over available, like on DraftKings, they're not allowing you to take under 20.5 PR for Alyssa Thomas. I'm just not taking it. There's reasons for it. The hold comes into play. For those of you who know what that is for the books, in terms of like pretty much guaranteeing themselves profit based on where they place the line. If she doesn't get 20.5 PR, like they're only making an ass ton of profit because nobody could bet the other way, right? So it's garbage to just take an over like that without having an under available. That's horrible. Don't do it. Just don't do it. But if you get the 20 plus for her, or you can, I guess, the RA, but main point here would be assists not as good in this matchup for sure. Last game against them obviously had the 15 boards. I went with the PRA. 29.5 is still a good number for me overall for her in most matchups where I think she's going to play a full load of like 32 plus minutes, right? In this Liberty game, she played 27, still got there big time on the boards, especially. So I like the boards the most for her as a prop. If you're just going to take one, minus 145, we're kind of getting out of the zone for where I would take the Alyssa Thomas stuff. But let's see, we got Aliyah Boston. Quick reminder, do give that video a like as you guys are jumping in. Much appreciated if you're getting anything out of what we're doing here. Definitely get into the comments too with your bets, and happy to take a look at what you guys got. Aliyah Boston, something I definitely have been looking at. And obviously, I think the trend is pretty well known right now. Here's the thing, because Jolene's point is like, why is this going up when we know that her numbers with and without CC are wild, right? Without Caitlin Clark, she is at 11.2 points per game, hasn't touched 16.5 other than that one against the Sun, which is about as easy of a matchup as you can get. And then on the boards, she had a great game against the Sparks last game on the boards, but they lost by 10 in part because she's not lethal on offense without CC. 4 for 13 from the field, 13 shots, right? She's been taking like upwards of 18 to 20 in a few games with CC. How many was she? Maybe I'm out. Before that, it was, 18, 19, 18 to 20 shots. Have faith in yourself. But with CC, those points go way up. And so the points are the best under, I would say, especially because we might get some misses. But Dallas is good against the boards. Let me bring up with CC just so you see the difference. The points go up to 18.6. The boards, a whole bunch of double-doubles in there, right, with the boards. And then one of these 9 rebound games right here. But the rebounds with CC, also, she's super involved. She gets offensive boards because she's involved in the pick and roll. When she's not, she doesn't have CC setting her up, she's really reliant on those putbacks and to a degree like the post up. But the pick and roll man is what she wants to do. She wants to roll to the bucket after a CC pick and roll play with her where she's setting the screen. So everything is just bad for her. I took under on the PR because, again, I do think if you look at the wings overall, they're a good rebounding team overall. Now Tiara McCowan is not in, which sucks, but they're still 6th limiting rebounds and their 3rd limiting rebounds to centers. They got some players that are going to get down there and get some boards for them, including Alyssa Smith, who we can never get props for. But at any rate, that's one more gripe. Just like, look at the props we're getting. We're getting 3 players for the wings here. And then, we're getting a bit more because everybody knows the fever. So they're more likely to give us props for players they know. But this is just the books are crooks right now, big time in the WNBA. It's just a racket, right? Where they're not giving us props for the under on a lot of players. They're only giving us a few player props, which hurts for multiple reasons, including we don't have other players that they're giving us a market for. So it's hard to see what they think of other players doing. The impact of bench players or the 4th or 5th best player on the starters is huge, and we don't know what the market thinks of that, right? We can't use the market prop lines for other players to help us gauge these props for the starters that they're giving us. So they're just limiting the info, they're limiting the lines, they're limiting the markets. It's really hard to bet that way. I'm blaming that for the reason that I am hovering at 500 right now, like -1 unit. But so let me get back into Aliyah Boston. I do love the under there. Let's just keep it at that. I think I made that pretty clear. I do want to talk like this real quick. Yo, really solid drop right here for anybody who doesn't know. Too bad, didn't Hannibal Buress go off the deep end? I'm pretty sure Hannibal Buress went absolutely legit cuckoo, which is funny because he always plays somebody who's insane. But your back is like your whole body. It's so easy to hear him saying that. All right, Kayla has and that was in reference to Nafisa. Kayla has also, real quick, if you are the real Will Smith, stop rapping, bro. Like whatever you are, 55, 56 years old, Will, stop rapping. I know it's probably not the real one, but if it is, on the off chance, you gotta shut that down, man. Just do more movies or something. But all right, you think Kayla has a bounce back game after an offer on 3-pointers? Tough matchup for threes against the Dream. We know. One more sort of rant for me is that like matchup data has not proved to be as helpful this season in terms of like if a team is good at limiting a play type, for instance, doesn't always mean that that it translates to an under for a player and that kind of thing. So for this example with Kayla, right, this is the hardest team to get spot ups against. So it's not a ideal spot for a bounce back for her when the Dream are #1 limiting 3-pointers allowed. They're #1 limiting guard 3-pointers made. And they are also against the spot up #1 limiting spot up shots. So it's not an ideal matchup. Again, I'm not weighting matchup data quite as heavily this year as much as I am just see a number, play a number, meaning 2.5. She's at 2.7 on the season. Historically, what was she last year? Historically, she's at about 2.5 threes made on the season, right? Which is what this prop is at. And we're getting plus big money for it. So I get it. I like that. If you take the matchup into consideration, this might not become as good of a bet. If you just sort of leave the matchup without considering it very strongly, just on the number alone, 2.5, her average is at that number, and we're getting plus 134 for it. So they're saying the implied odds that this happens is way lower, maybe like 40% or something like that. We're saying this happens 50% of the time, and to a degree, 60% of the time this year. Last year it happened. Let's get every game on the season. Let's do 60. Last year, she was at about 40. Okay, so 42% from last year. They're saying this year, maybe she's at a little bit higher number. That's why they're giving you plus 134, because the 42% hit rate that she had last year is shown here in the plus 134. That's the equivalent of saying there's a 42% chance of her getting that. Let me make sure I'm not lying to you real quick, just for my own knowledge. What is plus 134? Yeah, well, 42%. Right, exactly. So 42% are the implied odds that this occurs, and plus 134 represents that. It's the same thing as saying there's a 42% chance that this happens, right? So this is a fair number if you think that she's going to hit this about 42% of the time. In this small sample size this season, she's hit it 60% of the time. But again, this is in 10 games. We have a much bigger sample size from last season. My whole main point of this diatribe is if you just play the number at 2.5 plus 134, again, it's probably about a 50-50 chance that you hit and you get pretty good odds for it. So I think that's a decent bet. I like an under on the dimes for her. If you want to sweat, I don't think not many people, even in the Discord and the VIP, are really trying to sweat under assists. But this would be, according to the numbers, a good play for her. Minus 106 to the under. Last season, she's at a little bit fewer than, slightly fewer than 3.5. This year, she's right at 3.5, but still under most of the time. She's gotten a couple big games without Fiza. There was one right here without Nafisa where she got big assists. So, I think the under is a good play, but I'm not sure if everybody wants to sweat that. If you can get 4.5, which is gone, but if there was a way to get 4.5, then that would be a wonderful, wonderful bet for any kind of odds. So I prefer an under on the assist for Kayla McBride. If you take the plus money for her to hit 3 threes, I'm not against it. But if you take the matchup into consideration for her on the threes, it's not as good of a bet. So they are all over the place, my G. I'm completely with you. Under on assists for Boston. Let's go back to Boston real quick. I know I'm late because like you guys are putting these in and then I move on. But Aliyah Boston on the dimes. It's an interesting look, but I don't think CC being out has necessarily translated into more assists for Aliyah, right? Out with CC. Okay, I'm wrong. 4.5. We're getting 3.5 minus money. The wings give up a ton of assists. They don't seem to give up a ton of assists to centers, but I do with that what you will. Like, centers aren't known for getting dimes anyway. Maybe they're good against the dribble handoff or something like that. Let me see on the points real quick. The points dribble. She doesn't even get points off the dribble handoff because she hands off on that play. Without CC, I guess you could. It's a look. I don't have much for it other than without CC, she's clearly much better. With CC, I'm assuming she's at like 2.5 assists per game. So this goes up majorly. She obviously didn't get it yesterday. They are on that back-to-back. I'd be a little bit careful with too many overs, but this should probably be a decently close game. What's the spread here? Down to 1.5 for the Fever. And I would probably want to take the wings there with how bad this Fever squad is without them. That's what I'm scared of with taking overs for too many Fever players in general is like, man, they've been bad. Maybe Kelsey Mitchell, but this is with and without CC. So it's like tough to it's tough to back them to get too many points. They're at 77 points per game without Caitlin Clark this season, 101 offensive rating. That drops down from 109. They get 10 fewer boards per game, which I don't know what that means other than they're losing more. Their defense isn't necessarily worse, but they're not getting as many offensive boards. Everybody's just not in the same spots on the floor without CC. It just messes everything up because she's the sun of that solar system. So that's why I'm scared to take too many overs for too many players on that squad. So just keep that in mind real quick. I do want to give out one side that I played. It's not quite available at the same number, but I would probably still take the Phoenix Merc if you are interested in playing a side. That number is at -1 for them. Is the best number. You can get that on FanDuel. I took their money line last night. I took them at +2.5, but they've been a very, very good team as soon as Alyssa Thomas, even Kayla Copper back now as well, and Sabally. I'm saying her name correctly. To everybody who I've incorrectly said that name and offended, it's Satou Sabally, not Satou Sabally like I've been saying. So it's Satou Sabally. All right, I got it moving forward. But she's obviously been a rock on offense in the scoring department. Yeah, Alyssa Thomas back is a huge difference. Obviously, she's a potential MVP at times and has been in her career. So that's why I do like the side for the Phoenix Merc tonight. So if you want to get into that as well, you can. Let me get this bottom line scrolling too, in case anybody needs it. If you do want to jump into the VIP, like I said, I still have the season pass rolling. It's $100 for the whole season. Also comes out to like basically like $25 a month or whatever. So if you wanted to jump in, make sure you get every single play. You can check that out in the description of the video. Also quickly, if you do want to just not deal with that, you can see underneath me right now is scrolling is all these sportsbook deals. If you do jump into any of the sportsbooks that I have linked in the description of the video and just let me know that you did it, just hit me up on Twitter or Discord. Let me know, hey, I used your code to get into these sportsbooks, whatever Thrills, Underdog has some. There's a whole bunch of them in there. Go ahead and sign up for that. I'll give you a free month in the VIP just for signing up for a book using a code. And you can do that with as many books and as many months as you want. So if you want a free month to test out the VIP, free way to do that is just sign up for one of these books. It's not free because you have to spend $10 in the book, but you get a whole bunch of bonus bets once you deposit the $10. So just deposit the $10, use that code LYB everywhere you go. Everything you need is in the description of the video, all the links and that stuff. So we're doing lots of work here in the WNBA, not just myself. We've got some guest cappers, and we also got the MLB rolling strong, especially with Buddy Irons in there, who last I checked was up 120 units in the MLB, tracking everything in there for you guys. So let me keep rolling through these comments because I know we got a lot, and I've been stalling here basically to get some stuff out to you. So jump in the comments, give the video a like, all that good stuff, and I'm gonna get into these comments and roll through them a little faster. Let's see. We got a Lexie Hull look. Let me get to these in order, or at least in order what I'm dealing, how much I like them. So I got a look from Ultimatum. What's up, man? Good to have you in here, bro. Lex Hall in the PR, right? We got to take a look at that. Carissa's liking paid viewers over 4.5 boards. Yeah, Kelsey Mitchell has an allergy to rebounding. That's for damn sure. What's up, Daniel? Thoughts on possible ban on daily fantasy in Cali? Thoughts are that'd be gross. That'd be really gross. They're really not giving us much here. So I don't know who's responsible for that. I haven't looked further into it, but we're going the wrong way, man. California is supposed to be putting shit on the ballot to help us get sports betting in Cali, and they're going the wrong way. So I don't know. Maybe I need to run for some position or something. But my thoughts are cry, like you said. Will new song is a banger. Nah, I know you're joking there, Chris. Collier good to go today. She is. I just don't know how good, and I can't really get any insight on that. And I'm hoping there's like an update from somebody, but we can't get it. What I was saying with Collier earlier too is all her stuff is just low. So it depends. Like you really got to like just make a projection for yourself and lean into it, which is if she's fine, then this is a really low number even against a good defense. 20.5 points is low. 7.5 rebounds are low. That's where I'd be looking if I'm playing anything for Nafisa. I'm not really in a position to fade her because all her stuff is low, right? So they're giving it to us low because the books are saying, it almost feels like a trap from the books. If they know anything or somebody bet this down because they know something, right, then the market's going to move along with it. And look, one big bet in the WNBA is going to move lines, especially if it's from somebody that they've pinged as sharp. Shit's moving with one bet of $2,000 on a prop line. Hell, man, like $2,000 on a prop line in the WNBA, they're not getting that much on some players. Like when Bridget Carlton was available as a prop, they probably didn't get more than a couple grand here and there or whatever, So like what I'm saying is somebody knows something about Nafisa, put an under on Nafisa because they know that she's on limited minutes before anybody else does. Then they're going to move that market down the way that her props are down. So I can't really bet any overs for her, or I can't bet any unders because everything's low. But the fact that I don't know how many minutes she's going to play is something that's kind of keeping me from getting in there. So I didn't mean to offend Will Smith. My first ever album purchased was Big Willie Style. Just for the record, I could probably still get out like 90% of the words on that entire album. Not necessarily proud of it or bragging. I'm just letting you know I have no problem with Will Smith. I think he went off the deep end. But anyway, look, I know I upset some people. Yes, if Fresh Prince is on and I'm scrolling through the channels, Fresh Prince is staying on. I want to be very, very clear about that. I still quote Fresh Prince with at least two of the homies consistently. So yeah, but this is it. Loved Will pre-slap. Still love him post-slap. He needs to leave Jada's crazy ass. He's not sane either, for the record. My man is also drinking some funky Kool-Aid, and Jada's been crazy. I'm not gonna say anything bad about Jada, but she's been that. All right, let me see real quick. I'm gonna keep going. Clark is definitely out. She is not playing. You found that out. What's up, Chris? Sorry, a little late to party. Which do we like better, under points or under PR? Yeah, this was the debate for me, Chris, too. I went with the PR, probably noobishly, because it was mostly a hit rate thing for me with the PR, adding them to there, and the fact that the wings are good limiting center rebounds. They're good at limiting rebounds in general. So I had no problem adding the PR there. Although, once again, Tierra McCowan not being in there is like 15 to 20 minutes of really good center play, at least on defense. So that sucks. But this is an interesting one from Trav. We're talking about the boards for Sabally. Told you I'm saying it right. For Satou Sabally. The boards would be where I'd be going, or the points and rebounds. That's one of the looks that I have written down. That's still sort of a lean for me. That maybe I'm a little bit scarred. I know she got 9 in their last matchup. She had like 3 at the half, and then she had like 6 or 5 or 6 going into the fourth quarter. So she scared me because I'm pretty sure she got 3 rebounds in the fourth quarter, and that scared the shit out of me. And then the reason I was thinking about the PR is because she was 4 for 18 from the field last game, but that's probably mostly because Stewie's guarding her, right? Stewie's not on AT, I don't believe. I got to make sure about that because John Quell is also just completely out, right? And I think John Quell started this game. There might be some differences. The matchup is confusing me now that I'm thinking about it because of no John Quell. So let me pull this up real quick. This impacts things a lot, which is like, is Stewie guarding Sabally for this whole game? Where is this matchups? So the way I'm looking at this is I got Sabally on Stewart right here and Stewart on Sabally. And I think that's how it goes. Unless AT takes Stewart, but I'm pretty sure Stewie on Sabally is going to be a problem for us. So like the points scare me a bit for that. So I'm like, okay, on the one hand, she shot way under her norm in the last game versus this team. So some positive regression against them in this game would make sense. If she's going to take anything close to 18 shots, then I like the PR. But with Stewie on her, there could be a good reason why she went 4 for 18. So back to the main point about the rebounds, it's a good bet. If I wasn't a coward, I would just take it again because I took it last time, and my cap last time ended up being correct. It just looked bad for a while, and I was mad for like a big part of this game because I was like, what the hell? Why is she not getting boards? In part because homie over here is getting all the rebounds. She had like 13 boards going into the fourth quarter there. So, yeah, I already got the PRA for Alyssa. I think the rebounds for Sabally are a good look. And you're, like I said, if you're playing the number 8 boards per game this season, pretty decent enough sample size to buy into that. I don't know if with Cop has made a difference at all. Yeah, just 2 games, and then she only played 18 minutes here. But I'm thinking too, like, does she get pushed down low a little bit more with Copper available to play on the wing more? Now you do get a little bit more Sabally playing down lower to, towards the basket, both on offense and defense, where she's just been on the perimeter prior to this, and now she might not be. And there's some offensive boards to get as well. I'm gonna put that. That's still a lean for me, but I think it is a good look here for Sabally over on the boards. And I'll leave it at that for now. All right. Let me keep scrolling. I'm almost to the bottom too, so we're in a good spot. All right, we got VB has been selling me, dude. I don't know what I've been a believer, a Burton believer for a minute. The points have been a problem. 3 for 10, 3 for 8, 2 for 11. Got there because of 6 free throws. 1 for 8, 2 for 8, 1 for 5, bro. Brutal 6-game stretch here for VB. Yeah, so she's been shooting. She's at 8 points per game, shooting 8 shots per game. That field goal percentage is at 24%. Nasty business from VB. Now she's getting free throws. Let me get to those free throw attempts. She still gets 4 to 5 free throws, which is huge. She's good driving to the bucket. The PRA is what you were talking about, right? These last 6 games have been nasty because if she doesn't get the points, she's not getting the assists, the PRA as a whole. Everything's high for her in this matchup with a boo-boo team, obviously, for the Sky. But honestly, like I looked at VB. I know a couple of the homies that really basically the one homie who I trust more than anybody with the W. He likes some stuff for Burton that he played. He likes her dimes and he likes her PRA in this game. So, I mean, that makes sense to me. Let me see the dimes real quick. So even in the last 6, she's still diming. 12th. Yeah, I mean, this is a horrible defense in general, whether it's dimes or what have you. Guards are able to get a bit more. She gets a lot of her dimes up top. That's where this team is worse, limiting points. I mean, look at they're worse everywhere. Dead last in the corners, dead last up top. They just give up all the threes too. So, I mean, shit, what's Kate Martin at? I don't know if we can get there with her minutes, but I mean, she just went 4 for 10 from 3. Maybe we like her threes. All right, let me get into that game in a minute. So I'm just VB's lost my trust for a minute. So I mean, I still see a great matchup for her and it all makes sense, but I don't know if I can play that. Golden State first half overs. Okay. I'm not familiar with your game on that, but I trust you if that's a thing. I was seeing if there was that noti up. No more noties. I definitely trust you on that. And I was thinking about them -9.5. Let's see real quick. Does FanDuel have this for us? Let me take a quick look on the sides here. Let's get to GSV. I love this team. I hit them. If anybody's looking for futures, I hit them to make the playoffs twice now. The most recent one, I put a big bet on +120 for them to make the offs. What am I looking at? This first half. First half winners, they're -265 total, but not their total. We have what are they? They're home. First half home team total 41.5. Interesting. I don't think the site that I use for this type of stuff has WNBA. I think this is just NBA. Yeah, they still don't have WNBA up here. EV Analytics. So this is what I've been using for the NBA for like first half stuff, but I believe you. And I kind of like them to cover against the Sky team who gets waxed repeatedly. What have their games been like recently? Let's just get a little box score. Chicago Sky game log this season. I just want to look at all of them. Boo-boo. So they beat the Sparks by 11. They lost by 13, lost by 21, lost by 7, 12. Sorry, they won by 12 against the Boo-Boo Sun. But basically, if you're not awful, they're going to lose by double digits to you. And I think the Valkyrie are still an underrated squad. And I still think that I should be hitting them -9, -8.5 on Caesar if you want it. So I still like them for the full game too, if anybody's interested in a side there. Natasha Cloud, is that who you're talking about? Or Howard, but yeah, if it's Cloud, yeah, I love an under on the points and rebounds for Natasha Cloud. Been playing that. That's been pretty much an auto bet. I'm just going to say it and not show it so that who's ever not paying fully attention is not going to be able to get in on this, so we can keep it under wraps a little bit more. But under 12.5 PR for Natasha Cloud on the New York Liberty is Beautiful, beautiful. I can't get there with the totals these days, man. The one quick note about the totals in the W is that basically like 162.5 is just the median, and do what you will with that from there. If you get two teams like the Fever, like I prefer an under in this one without Caitlin Clark, but I also don't think they're going to be able to I think the Wings are going to be able to score on them. So that scares me a bit. Both these teams, actually, this would be a little bit more of an under mostly, but the Merc are playing fast. They're getting points off turnovers. Liberty's defense has dropped to like 9th in defensive rating since they've been without Febich, without Jonquel Jones. Those are their two best defenders. So it's hard for me to get an under on a total in that game as well. Once you get down to 156.5, I'm struggle to get there with it. I would lean under here because the Sun are probably going to score like 56.5, 57 points. But I could see them losing 100 to 57. Like they have this season. I'm pretty sure what their worst loss is like 50 points. So everything with the Sun is like, I don't know what to do with them. They're not a real basketball team. They're playing love you, Tina Charles, but they're playing Tina Charles like 35 minutes a game. And they have young bucks that are trying to come in. Morrow is a very good offensive player. Couldn't get minutes in this last game. That's a big part of this frustration too, is I bet on her. So the Sun, I can't bet on this, and it's a 20-point spread. It's like everything about that game is like, stay away. It's about to be wonky and weird. And then this total right here is accurate. Like under 162.5, it's tough to take an under in the W, even with two teams. I mean, the Sky, they can guess some points on them. This is not a bet under, to be honest. This could be a rough one for the Sky. If the Valkyries have Fagbenle too, which I'm not sure if she's fully back. I didn't get any news on her. Does anybody know if she's around? If you don't follow Caleb Betts on Twitter, this is the #1 WNBA follow on Twitter. I suck at Twitter, so I'm happy to say that. He gives out some free stuff, but he's got some good stuff. And then when he is looking at Fagbenle, let me go to the bottom because he might have an update on Fagbenle. He's really good with the info. Like, check out this whole thread. This is every game, him giving you like 22 points for this. Okay, so Fagbenle's out. See, I knew he would know. Temi Fagbenle's out. This dude is Caleb.Betts. He's Irish, I think, or he's lucky. I'm not sure, but he's got his own shit, and it's like best follow on Twitter for the W, hands down, bar none. So yeah, we've got Fagbenle out once again, which sucks because otherwise I might feel good about like an under for Angel Reese or somebody like that. But Cardoso's out. Fagbenle for Chicago. Fagbenle's out, so I don't know if I can get there with an under for this game either necessarily. Fagbenle would have been a big help for that. But all right, and then you were asked about, that's the last game. So yeah, I don't like really any unders on the totals that I feel comfortable enough to play, but I play some sides. Like I said, I think I might get down on the Valkyries to cover 8.5 points there. Let's take a look at C Will. As we do, for those of y'all jumped in, we got a bunch more people here. Still got the season pass rolling for anybody interested in getting into the VIP, get all the picks, get the looks early, and also try to give as much data as I can to help out with what's to come. So all that's in there. You get a little discount if you buy the season pass for the whole year. It's like $25 a month. Props Madness is what I'm using. If you're not familiar with it, ask me questions about it. I'm happy to answer anything. This is definitely the #1 for the WNBA. You're not going to get this type of data anywhere else. So use code LYB if you jump in on Props Madness. And then also if you want to jump into the VIP for a free month, sign up for any of the sports books that are scrolling underneath me. They're also listed in the description of the video. Send me a screenshot or just hit me up at JL Boogie on Twitter and Discord. Either place is best. I'll get back to you and just let me know, like, hey, bro, I signed up with your code LYB for this book. I got all the bonus bets and all the free money. Can I get a free month in the VIP and check out your picks and see if you're an idiot or not? And I'm happy to show you that I am an idiot, but also kind of know what I'm talking about sometimes. All right, let's see what we got for comments so I can get back into this. Hell yeah, Carlito. That's my girl. Sammy is in a great matchup today because Sabrina Williams plays defense opposite her. So anytime Sabrina Williams is playing defense opposite you, you're going to be in a good spot to score. That girl makes Luka Doncic look like Tony Allen. That's the third time I'm saying that. Put it in the write-up today, but it's facts. She does not guard the perimeter. It's painful to watch. The reason I compare to Luka is because Luka does the same Olay shit. I'm not saying Luka couldn't play defense. He's like 6'8" or something. Like, he's huge. He could play defense if he wanted to. And in tight spaces, he's not terrible. But if you make him move his feet, he's just gonna play defense like this. Like, it's wild to watch Sabrina watch the person dribble next to her to the basket. I can't believe it. But she also doesn't get out on the shooters. And so Sami has been hooping lately. Last 3 games, she's up to like 26 minutes a game, and probably would have had more in this last game against Chicago, but Chicago sucks. So they won by 21 blowout. But even in like 20, 25 minutes, like Sami is a weapon. And she's been shooting pretty well, but not like crazy good. She's got 14 shots, 12 shots, 10 shots, an average of 12 shots. I'm taking her to get 10 points for plus money. You're damn straight. And the best number here, I also took her for 7.5 points. This got ballooned because I also hit it pretty good, so I might have helped move it. But Sami to the over is beautiful. Love that today. Love a good shooter up top against a defense that doesn't play well up top. And also, by the way, hasn't been playing well down low. They're giving up like, I don't know, the 9th most or 4th most paint points since they lost Jones and Fibich for the Liberty. So another reason why I like AT to be able to get some buckets down low. I took her PRA. Let's see. Let's keep it PG-13. Lexie Hull, where are you at, Lexie? You like the PR. And somebody else brought up boards, I think. The rebounds feel good. Hold on, let me check my notes. Did I have something for rebounds and I didn't even put it in my thing here? No, I did not. No, I did not. All right. I did not bring up Lexie Hull's rebounds, but I don't know why. Sometimes I like to play those. So this is without CC. The boards look good. The PR is at 14.5 now. Yeah, it looks like this bitch moved. Again, sketchy ass DraftKings not giving us an under for that. Hate that. PR's tough. Points don't necessarily like, well, what are the points at? Yeah, they are at 9.5. Yeah, it's tough for me to get there with Lex. The board are, yeah, coming back to this point though, like the board's even at like kind of a boo-boo number, like minus 140. I don't hate that. Having to get boards against this team who is good limiting boards, but much better down low. Yeah. I don't have much of a cap for Lexie. I guess I'm going to have to watch that game a little bit more closely because I have not watched them very much without Caitlin Clark. Sue me. I didn't want to watch The Fever without Caitlin Clark. All right. I'm going to listen to the new album. I will. But the clips do not do it justice. So maybe people are hand selecting the Will Smith rapping clips and putting those online for us to all hate because to some people he's become a joke. But he was a great human. I read his book. I loved it. But sometimes he never knows how to turn it off, man. He never knows how to stop performing. And that is a little bit of a problem. And he kind of admits that. Man, I love that this became a Will Smith show, bro. All the Will Smith takes, I'm here for it. Good, bad, in between. Don't talk too much shit. That's still my guy. Like, you're going to mess with my childhood. But PRA for Stewie. I love the boards for Stewie. Let me get back to it. Let me refocus. Need to get Will Smith on the show, fam. For Stewie, PRA for Stewie, or Satou Sabally. Make sure you pronounce it correctly. 6.5 boards, minus 130. That's what I took. So I like the boards the most for her. The assists I don't like for her, to be honest. 3.5. I don't really like the dimes for her as much. I don't like adding them. I don't see the need to. Now, without John Quell, is there a difference here? Let's take JJ out. Without JJ, the assists are at 4.2, so a little bit up. I don't know what to attribute that to. I guess JJ does take some touches up top. That might be a part of it, but that's about it. The Merc are good at limiting assists, right? 7th, 4th versus forwards limiting assists. So I think she gets I think Alyssa Thomas guards her, and I can't remember. I would have to go back to last game. But yeah, I don't love the assists. I do like the rebounds the most. The points are a bit high, but I would not be the least bit surprised if she gets there. If you want the PR over the PRA, I mean, was it 4 assists? I just don't feel the need for, but I prefer that for her. And then when I was talking about Satou earlier, you were probably here for it because I missed the comments, but the Satou stuff was just like, I like the rebounds. I don't know if I trust her with the points because of the Stewie matchup. Like Stewie guarding Satou is not a great matchup for Satou. So I left the points out there for her on that one, just to get back to it. Oh, yeah. I'm not sure if you said that before or after when I was saying it, but yeah, I love this damn team so much, actually. And I can't believe I haven't been to a game. I have a freaking newborn who I can't bring to a WNBA game. But I mean, I'm not that far from the GSV arena. I need to get out there and get to one of those games. So let me see. I know I missed a couple things. So Oh, that's hilarious. You got Veronica Burton's sister bad at you. They'll come for you. Do not the family will come for you in the W. Do not talk about them too much unless you're ready for the smoke, but that's hilarious. All right, let's see. Yeah, pray for Thomas. Yeah, I'm gonna pray that she gets the PRA for sure because I took the PRA on Alyssa Thomas there. RA for Angel. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree that that you think Angel could be in for a big game without Cardoso. I agree that you think that, and I think that as well, is what I mean. But the stuff for her here without Fagbenle too. I mean, they're still really good down low. This team limits points to the center position. Oh, I guess this is forward position technically. They're really good against centers, which technically Angel's going to be the center today, right? I think Elizabeth Williams probably, right, is who's going to start at center. Yeah. Coming up, the 32-year-old coming out for some minutes today. We're not going to get her prop lines because the books are crooks. They're criminals. Literally, not literally, but in my mind they are. Probably literally. So for Angel being at the forward spot's a little bit better. She's gonna probably get the Mo Billings matchup at that point. And then, yeah. So for Angel, like the question is, what do you do? The RA is high. The assists, I don't think there's much of a difference with or without Cardoso there. Let's take Cardoso out. She hasn't played without her this year. Okay. So that's why I just like, because the Valkyries, their whole defenses collapse down low. It makes me a little bit more nervous. The boards against forwards, where are we at with that? 8th overall, 3rd limiting boards to forwards. So I don't know. This is part of why I've just ended up staying away from Angel. I would imagine without Cardoso, she does work. Possibly the points are the best look there. What's the PRA at? 27.5. Obviously, it's high for a reason. Maybe we can look at some stuff with Cardoso off court real quick. Maybe that'll help us. So I'm always looking at this stuff in the NBA with you guys, which is like on court, off court. It's a little bit different in the W. It's a lot of it different because the site is different, and the way that they set stuff up is different. It's not as good, obviously, but this is, I think what I'm using right now is actually still free, and it's the best way to get the player on-off stuff that I found for the W. So I'm gonna put Cardoso off court and Angel Reese with Cardoso off court. Let's go to shooting. So she's at, yeah, Elizabeth Williams obviously comes in and does work as the starting center, but we're not going to get any Elizabeth Williams props because they're crooks. Points. So she's at 56 in 153 minutes. 56 divided by 153 is 0.366. So per 30 minutes without Cardoso, she's at 11 points per 30 minutes. Ugh. That, like, just all the minutes that Cardoso is off court, she's at 30. She's at 11 points per 30 minutes. That's doo-doo. Let's look at the rebounding real quick. Maybe that goes up a little bit, and then we have a little bit of an edge. Angel boards, 59 boards. This is not going to be that good either. 59 boards divided by 153 minutes is 0.385. 0.3856. We'll give her the whole 1 point times 30 is 11.5 boards per 30. So in 30 minutes, these are her props, right? Without Cardoso on court, and she's going to play all her minutes without Cardoso. They are 11.5 points, not even 11 points, and 11.5 boards per 30 minutes. She's probably in line for another 33 to 35, whatever, right? Like mid 30s is what she's going to play. So I just don't think that's enough of an edge. Basically, I think she should be in line for a big game, but if the minutes without Cardoso kind of tell us, nah, that's not that great, and then the lines themselves, the matchup, excuse me, with the Valkyries also tells us there's not really much of an edge there if we're looking at it. So let's see. Hopefully I answered some stuff. Yeah. What's up, Joe? Good to have you in here, fam. Haven't seen you in a little bit. Hope shit's good. Kelsey PRA. Yeah, so she is interesting to me. Let's get to some Kelsey stuff. Kelsey Mitchell. She showed up yesterday, kind of. She's 7 for 16. Her prop just gets mad high, man. And this stuff's without CC, like the offense like I said, the stuff gets low. Everything goes down for this squad without CC. So it just gets me to a bad place wanting to take overs. 77 points per game. She's at 16.5 without CC, hits fewer threes, the PRA, which you can only get on Prize Picks. There's nothing there for me on the back-to-back too. That is something to keep in mind. I'm wondering, have they played a whole bunch of games too as of late? Like once you get to like 6 games in 10 nights, then I'm taking somebody. Like I'm going against you. Let me go to the Fever here. Looking at their schedule, what they've done recently, they've just played. Yeah, let's see. 17 to 26 is like 9 nights, right? They're about to play 6 games in 10 nights. Right, 6 games in 10 nights, you start to fade teams that are in that position. On the road here, another road game against the Wings, who are still dogs, I believe. +1.5. I'm feeling taking the Wings, to be honest. +1.5, or just take that money line. +1.5. Just take the money line +105 for them to win at home against a Fever team that's going to be tired and all the rest of it. That's where I'm at. So I'm not feeling too many overs for that stuff. But hopefully you were around when I answered this one to Kevin Littlejohn, which is the Satou points scare me because of the Stewie matchup. So that's kind of how I'm analyzing the way that she shot against him last game. 4 for 18 in that last matchup. And you can go, well, she's due for some positive aggression to play better this game against them. Probably true. Maybe not 4 for 18, but with the Stewie matchup, right, it's not a real plus matchup for the defender that she has on her. Did I say Sabrina Williams? I definitely meant Sabrina Ionescu if I said that, but I'm not sure if I did. Like this. So my boy got me scared on the Ueru rebounds. I said in the video that I was going to look more closely at it, see if we could get any projections for her minutes. He still doesn't like her to get minutes. Where am I going here? What the hell team is she on? Lee Ueru, which I looked up the pronunciation of that, Ueru, exactly like it's spelled. So for the boards, that was where I'd be leaning to the over because I don't know if I can trust shot attempts. But like, can I trust 34 minutes? I don't fully know. I don't know how to project that for her. Does RotoWire give us some minutes? I don't trust these minutes projections, by the way, but RotoWire does give us them. Let's see if they have anything that I can compare. They like Lee for 27 minutes in this game. She's got the best plus minus on the team by far. She's at like plus 24 in like 94 minutes or something. She's been good. I would assume that they started her last game over Hines Allen, and I would imagine they're going to keep doing that. But getting that look from my homie who said he likes under 7.5 rebounds for her basically scared me off of it. Which sometimes I hate that I get that info early because then it pushes me off bets that I like. But at the same time, like I only like it because I just watched her get 15 boards, and in the games where she's played 20 something minutes, right, she's been getting boards. But at the same time, Aliyah Boston, great rebounder, not something that I really want to go up against. So I'm staying away from that at this point. You know it. All day, every day, twice on Sundays, under 12.5 PR for Natasha there, who's just what a fall from grace as far as scoring goes. But yeah, hope I just answered that too. So that's where I'm at with the Lee stuff. The under I took for the PR, I left the assists out of it because she has dimed up for Aliyah Boston without CC. But man, I can't. Yeah, I just can't. So do I think? Wait, who are we talking? Are we talking about Will? If we're talking about Will Smith, I don't think he's cloned. Let me see real quick. Oh shit! Shout out Philly. Went to the same high school as your mom's. That's what's up. His book's pretty good for anybody who hasn't read the Will Smith book. It's pretty good. Let me see right quick. Yeah, she's broken my heart a couple of times. I took an under though twice on her, and she broke my heart that time too. But yeah, the Burton, if you're playing VB, if you're playing Veronica Burton, I do think the dimes is the way to go in this matchup. I do think that she's going to continue to have the ball in her hands a lot. Hayes, she's been back for a few games. How many games has she been back now? Let's see. Yeah, I guess she's been back since like the 17th. So in those games, this is basically the last 4. Has that impacted VB on the dimes? Last kind of, right? She's had one good game on the dime since Tiffany Hayes came back. So that's kind of the scary thing too. I'm now realizing like the Tiffany Hayes effect is probably real. If you look at the last 5 games for her, the PRA is boo-boo. And Tiffany Hayes definitely has a lot to do with that, being back there and getting more usage alongside VB. Plus Kate Martin started getting minutes again, right? She was out for a little bit. Actually, she wasn't. She just wasn't getting minutes. My bad. I thought she like legit missed games. She might have missed 1 or 2 in there, but she was at like 15 minutes. She might be getting some more burn. That would eat into the Burton stuff. Maybe that would make it better, but Nick is saying you're thinking assist for Reese. Sounds crazy about her being alone. Actually, the assist makes sense for Angel because of what I was saying, the way that this Valkyrie team collapses down low and tries to force the ball out of the paint, right? Which would make her need to pass a bit more. If we look at the dimes for her, 3.5. What are they against centers? 6th best limiting assist to. This is forwards, not centers, I should say. And they don't have a center because Fag Bentley's not out there. So that's tough. But this team's worse against centers. But if you think Reese is playing center, then yeah, I think the assist is a good look based on the game flow theory that the game theory rather that she's going to have to pass out of double teams down low, which is what this Valkyrie team does. I like that as a potential look. I'm putting that down. Nick, appreciate you. Angel over 3.5 assists is in consideration. Appreciate that look. Yeah, that's a good lean. Yep, Collier is in. People do be thinking she's gonna have a big game. Appreciate you, Joe. Good to have you back, fam. Appreciate the love. Let's see. Yep, we answer some of that. I think I got to this. Hopefully you got to that, Joe, which was I like Stewie's boards more than anything. I didn't feel the need to add the points or the assists. But either way, if I was going to take a combo prop, it would be points and rebounds. I'd be leaving the assists out of it for Stewie today. Also a good point. Boston could bring Lee out of the paint. Right. That is where she's able to score. But problem is she gets a lot of those mid-range on the pick and pop. You know what I mean? And there's really not going to be many open shooters, it doesn't seem like, when CC's not on the floor, which is, again, why I don't like too many overs for too many people. But she could still be taking that shot for sure. I like this. Yeah, I like the Lexie boards. Like I said, I want to make sure I write that down for myself because you wanted the you didn't want to eat the juice at the what is it? It was like minus 145 for the 5 boards. So you took the 6 boards. But I'm just gonna make sure I don't forget about looking once more at Lexie boards and Paige. You like the over 4 boards for Paige. Let me see what you're seeing there real quick. Rebs for Paige, 4.5 for plus money. You took 4 for reduced because you say you parlayed that, right? Little 2-leg, don't hate it. Little rebound parlay. Paige on the boards, 4.5. Yeah, she's fever. Guard rebounds. They give up rebounds to guards. They're a good rebounding team overall, but they do give up rebounds to guards. I wonder if they give up rebounds to guards because they shoot threes with CC. That would be it's conjecture. It's a theory. I can't really prove that right now. There's not enough fucking data in this damn league to prove it. But all right. Hell yeah, that's a good hit. The what was it? The Lexie 8 boards. I feel that. I was gonna look at C Will. I got away from that. So let me look at C Will and see if there's anything else that y'all bring that I missed, and I'm gonna get out of here for a minute. Yeah, no doubt, bro. Appreciate the love. Yeah. So let's look at C Will because people are talking about C Will. Let's points, assists, I mean, not a good matchup. Not a good matchup for guards to get their assists, to get their rebounds. Just the dream defense up top. Would you talk about Alicia Gray, Ryan Howard, and when Jordan Canada's out there? Actually, Pow been nice as hell on defense as well, as that has been guarding the best player on the other team a bunch. I would imagine this is. Who is this matchup? Alicia Gray? They're not going to put Brianna Jones on Fiza, are they? Damn. Now that you look at the matchups for this could be a nice game for Minnesota. I wanted to take them as soon as Fiza was ruled in because she's that damn good. I mean, she's got to be worth 3 points. She might be worth 4 points. She's got to be worth 3 in terms of her impact on the team. And this is minus 3.5. Like, home court, you got to make them like 8 points better than the dream. Like for neutral court, you got to make them that much better than the dream. Then you take away 3 for home court. Yeah. All right. This is a fair line. I think it's a fair line. I still think there's a little value on taking the links to cover here, but this is a pretty fair line. C Will, 12.5 points. Also, people talking about the dimes. Let's do games with Fiza. So we just make sure we got her out there. Goes up in points, goes nowhere in assists, and down in boards without Fiza. With Fiza, excuse me. So with Collier, still at 13.2 points, over pretty consistently. Again, Dream, not the team that you want to be having to score against, but apparently they're bad against. Well, no, I know not apparently. They don't double team, right? So the pick and roll ball handler does get a one-on-one matchup. They're like the Pacers defense, right? Like the Celtics defense, those kind of teams that don't double and stay on the spot ups. So the assists off bat would be a better look for her than anything. interestingly, they are second best limiting assists to guards. So it's not ideal. You're getting plus money. The assist, she's 5'11", but the points, she's doing a little better. So I don't really know what to do with Courtney. Courtney Williams has burned me a couple of times. I definitely bet on her somewhere in one of these 3 games where she went under. I don't have as much of a look on that. I guess the points would be a better play. But this is the thing. I got burned by this last time when I took, I believe, against the Dream. I took Arike to go under, and I wanted Paige to go over, right? Paige is the pick and roll ball handler. Arike plays on the spot up, which is the number 1 defense against the spot up. This is why the matchup data and the W has been boo-boo. It has not been helpful, for lack of a better way to say it. So I just can't get there with it. There's not enough of an edge for me. I don't know what's up with FISA, so you can tell I'm scared to bet on that game, honestly, man. But I do like the plus money that you get, the even money anyway for this. Seems like it's going down in some places if you want 11.5 points. Not sure what that look would be other than maybe Nafisa being in, pushing her prop line down, but don't have quite as much for that. So let me see real quick. Nah, this is a Natasha Cloud under PR show only, but not sure what the prop that you're talking about is, but the assists, I'm not going under. So if you're talking about assists, yeah, I'd usually be going over on the dimes for her. I actually like over on dimes for Natasha, under on dimes for Stewie and Sabrina very consistently, because Natasha's got the ball in her hands a ton. She's just not shooting. She's looking for others. So yeah, I mean, that's what I was saying. My cap for Nafisa is like everything's low for her because no one knows how many minutes she's going to play. But because I don't know how many minutes she's going to play, I don't feel confident going over for her. So I'm going to give it a listen. I've only heard the clips online, so I got to give it a legit listen. But this is the first outright passionate take against the Will Smith, the new Big Will. Is he still going by Big Will, Big Willie? No, it's just Will. Like, whatever. Ryan to get the 19 plus. Dream minus 2.5. Gojo Satoru, you are interesting me with the looks that you bring us. So Dream minus 2.5. They're not. They're now you begin on +4. Unless you're taking the alt spread and you like them to win and you like them to win by 2 points. I dig that. I like lean in. If you like something, lean in and take it on the alt line for more money for yourself. I think this is the look too, though. I think that Dallas to win this game, honestly, like without CC back-to-back 6 and 10 days, I think that's about to be a bet for me as well. So that is all the time I have for y'all. Quick reminder, if you want to get into the VIP, hit up the description of the video. Got the link in there for a nice discount on WNBA for the season. You can also get a free month in the VIP if you want to check it out. Just hit up any of the sports books that are scrolling underneath me. There's links in the description of the video as well. If you sign up for any of those books using LYB as the code, you'll get a whole bunch of free money, free bets. And then I'll give you, if you hit me up on Discord or Twitter, I'll go ahead and give you a free month. Just hit me up and be like, yo, I signed up for one of your things with the code. Here's a screenshot of me using your code, whatever. And I'll get you that free month in the VIP. You can get the picks. You can get access to me for some one-on-one sports betting consultations as well, having a bit more time with the free time with the summer. So there is an opportunity if you jump in the VIP to get meetings, one-on-one sports betting consultations, maybe get some pointers, get a little bit better at the sports betting thing and all that. Plus, we got the VIPs who are all available for all the questions that you might have, people with their own channels in the Discord as well that want to help out. So appreciate everybody jumping in today. Pretty good stream and turnout for the W especially. So much appreciated. We're going to keep it going. When we have a slate of more than 1 or 2 games, when we do, if I'm itching to go live, I'll do it. But for the most part, it's like there's 1 or 2 games, man. There's not that much to talk about. So hopefully we'll keep getting some bigger slates. Best of luck to everybody tonight. And until I see you next, happy betting.